live at the Vibe Awards. Motherfuckers is going crazy.
Everybody know me as delinquent, first of all. That is just the point. I want people to know the truth. You see what I'm saying? You feel me? And that's all. Everybody made their stories, you feel me? Especially in the Source magazine. You feel me? Because I was in the Source, the Vibe magazine, the Blender, the FHM, all them magazines, but how am I in these magazines and ain't none of y'all interviewed me? That's crazy. So, conspiracy theory. Yeah. I'm supposed to be working for Suge. I thought I was telling on him. Damn, y'all confusing me. Niggas lying about what went on, wasn't even there. 5 racks, female informant at DJ Quick table. At the Vibe, what? Yeah, whatever.
I get violent when you upset me.
I get violent when you upset me.
Make it known, first of all, what everybody thinking, you know what I'm saying? Suge ain't paid me to go do nothing to nobody. But it was a bet we made. That's where that 5,000 came from. Because first they were saying I'm a hitman for Suge, you know what I'm saying? I'm on his payroll, he telling on Suge and all this stuff. Like, man, if I was telling on Suge, man, I wouldn't be doing this interview. Believe that.
Right. Now there's been some speculations and there's been some reports by other news agencies that Jimmy James Johnson, who was the guy who was stabbed and who was the guy who caused the altercation with Dre, jumped up from your table. You know what I'm saying? Like, why, you know, it's obvious, it's on film right there. He wasn't. But then it's run its course. You know what I'm saying? People are saying he jumped from your table. And
people going, you can't stop people from talking. I mean, you know, and I'm not here to bash nobody. I'm not here to judge nobody. If they feel like they saying that and they feel good about it, good for them. But you know the same thing about it, everybody knew who was at our table. But you know, the more importantly, it's really not about what happened at the award show, what went on at the award show. To me, the situation is more, the moment was taken from Dre.
All the time that I did, a lot of my music came up missing. You see what I'm saying? And you know, me doing beats and all that, yeah. It was said Suge had something to do with it come up missing. Dre had something to do, you know what I'm saying, with all my music coming up missing. You know what I'm saying? Hearing samples here, hearing samples here. You feel me? So I'm like, shoot, I gotta get everybody till I find out who got my shit. That's how I felt coming out from doing 10 years straight. It's like, man, I want everybody bubbling off this. Don't nobody know where my music at. People pointing fingers here and there and there. I'm trying to get to the bottom of it. Which I felt it could have been handled a different way. But going in as a young little kid and getting out as an adult and don't know how to really deal and sit down with a situation, that's how it came out. Because for one, his name kept popping up as far as my music and all that coming up missing, my beats and all that. And I kind of believe it because there's so many people he done got over on beats and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Try to take credit for a lot of people's beats, just even that. From what the response was from when I'm saying, what's up with my money? Do you got anything to do with any of my music coming up missing? My message coming back from him was, man, whatever you think I owe you, you know, get it like Tyson. Say, all right, I'm gonna ask for your autograph and it's gonna be on. But not even knowing he didn't really catch on to none of that. You see what I'm saying? 3 months later, I'm at the Vibe Awards, putting the ticket down in front of him, like, let me get your autograph. That's why he wasn't so quick to give me no autograph. His first reaction was,
Dre jump up like, pop, pop, pop. I'm like, they done rush my nigga, cuz. And I see this punk nigga back here laughing. Sitting back here bouncing and laughing while Dre squabbling and Dre security rushing. And it's like 4 fights break out right here, one over here, one over here. Then the nigga get,
Oh, somebody got stabbed?
Yeah, nigga walk out that motherfucker like this. They rushing back into the little curtain. Knock it, knock it, knock it, knock it. I'm up there like this. Here come my boys. No, Quincy wasn't nervous. They rushed him up and down. He like, what happened? You know what happened?
Oh, he didn't.
I'm like, do you know who here?
He didn't. Why do they let him come?
Y'all did.
That's the Vibe fault.
No, the whole thing. He wasn't at the American Music Awards last night.
But how did that make you feel, punching Dre out like that?
Well, it made me really believe that all it takes is 5 pounds of pressure. The second time that I lent the puncher, he was out. So it's like I woke him up with the second punch at him, and then his bodyguard came and grabbed me, picked me up, and just walked me away from him. You see what I'm saying? So when he put me down, and you know me, it's like, I ain't gonna lie, I faked like I had a piece on me, because it was so many people coming. So when I act like I had a piece on me, you know, people backed up. Then here come Lloyd Banks. Why you do that to that man? I kicked him to the side. You know what I'm saying? So as he reached for a side like that, then he like looked around. I'm thinking we gonna square off and get down or something. And that's when he picked up one of the plastic chairs and threw it at me. Then a lot of people start throwing plastic chairs at me. I'm like, what the fuck is this? You know what I'm saying? The next thing you know, it felt like somebody grabbed me. But I guess that's when, you know what I'm saying, I ended up getting stabbed or something. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know that I was stabbed. You feel me? Until Warren G was like, man, what's up with your shirt, man? What's going on? You feel me? And that's when I looked. I'm thinking it was somebody else's blood at first. You know what I'm saying? But as things start going on, you know, more fighting start going on, it was like to the point I was getting more winded, like too easy. You see what I'm saying? So that's when I knew, I'm like, okay, something ain't right. You know what I'm saying? But then at that time, more Dre bodyguards, which surprised me, they was protecting me. You see what I'm saying? So that kind of, you know, I think that's one of the reasons why I'm probably still alive to this day. You know what I'm saying?
And I watched, you know, one guy punch Dr. Dre, right? And there's no disrespect, is the fact that it happened. The guy actually fell on my leg.
Right, I heard it was happening right there in front of y'all.
Close.
Yeah.
On November 19, 2004, at approximately 1 p.m., David Darnell Brown, a hip-hop entertainer also known as Young Buck, with his attorney present, surrendered himself at Santa Monica Police Headquarters. Mr. Brown was arrested for 1 count of attempted murder and 1 count of assault with a deadly weapon.
Man, my only beef is with the person that stabbed me, man. You see what I'm saying? That's my only beef right there. You feel me? And I feel like, man, we gotta get down or something. That's just like me come and punch your lung, stab you, and run. I don't care how long it take. And then I just pop up right now, and you like, oh, that's the dude that stabbed me, dude. You ain't finna feel some type of way. Sometimes things get big, you know, blown out of proportion. You see what I'm saying? To where it won't be no phase. It'll just be gunplay. You see what I'm saying? So, and I'm with it all. Yeah. But we couldn't tell because his chain was covering everything. You know, the motion of his hand and everything. So we couldn't tell what was in his hand. Did he just grab me? Did he just punch me or whatever? You see what I'm saying? But I know for a fact at that time, that was the only person that had touched me. You see what I'm saying? I wasn't going around like, oh yeah, young buck, would you? Because I didn't know. But then when he went on a run, and then they found the knife with his fingerprints on it and all that, so it was pretty much a closed rap case for him. But see, his attorney got at my attorney, got at me. You know what I'm saying? And I'm still in custody because at the time I was on parole. His attorney, I don't remember his name, but all I do remember is he kept saying, you know, young buck, he ain't gonna make it up in there. He already crying and begging and trying to see if you would take some money and won't press. But I'm like, press charges? No, I don't do all that. I ain't pressing no charges. And the only reason why we was at LAX court because somebody pressed charges on me. You see what I'm saying? And when I found out who it was, I'm like, I started this gangster shit, and this is motherfucking thanks I get. Come on, man. I mean, of course, yeah, shit happens. But coming to testify on me in court? and press charges. You see what I'm saying? I didn't do all that, because if I would have did that, young Buck, he would have been in there 15 alive. Because he did puncture my lung, and I did die in the hospital. You see what I'm saying? Because they couldn't get the motherfucking, the test tube in between my rib. You know what I'm saying? That's all them, all that bar work and shit a nigga was doing in prison. So they couldn't separate my ribs. You see what I'm So all the blood I was leaking, you know what I'm saying, that caused me to, you know, pass out. But they brought me to life. I don't remember her name, Miss Ling or something like that, but she was Asian. She got that thing up in there and brought me back. You see what I'm saying? With a lot of help from the creator, you know what I'm saying? Well, I did have the opportunity. It was just to the point where, you know, I had got a message that, you know, first he was saying he had offered to, you know, take my mom out to talk to her about the whole situation, you know what I'm saying? And this is why, because when the situation happened, me being on parole, they took me from the streets and put me straight in prison, in Chino prison, in Palm Hall Hole. That's a hole within a hole. You see what I'm saying? Straight dungeon. And I snuck up out of the hospital. You see what I'm saying? Because they kept, feds coming to the hospital and kept asking me questions. So a lot of things I couldn't really do. You see what I'm saying? I could only, they tell me, oh, you want to apologize to Dre or whatever, write him an apology letter. You see what I'm saying? That'll look good in court too on you and all that. I'm like, good in court? What, he pressing charges on me? You see what I'm saying? So I wrote an apology letter thinking the charges was gonna go away. You see what I'm saying? But when it didn't, I'm like, man, I wrote all that for nothing. You see what I'm saying? And plus it was like, dang, is he getting what I'm writing? Is they altering what I'm writing to him? Because I'm behind bars, I'm locked up. I don't know what's going on. People coming to interview me in there, I'm denying interviews in there and all that. You see what I'm saying? So, my apology, I ain't knowing if he got it or not. You see what I'm saying? I would love to sit down with Dre, you feel me, and apologize to him as a man to man. You see what I'm saying? And hopefully he would understand where I'm coming from, because he done been in this game. He know how the industry play on certain things. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I would do a lot different. Well, as far as Quincy, a shout out to Quincy Jones. Because without him, I wouldn't have got, you know, what was, you know, given to me. You see what I'm saying? I appreciated them racks. And because not only a lot of my stuff came up missing, you feel me, music equipment and all that type of shit. You see what I'm saying? But a lot of my beats, I love doing beats, you know what I'm saying? So for somebody just to be like, oh, we don't know where it's at or nothing like that, you know what I'm saying? It does something to your soul. You see what I'm saying? Because I breathe music. You see what I'm saying? I eat, sleep, shit music. You see what I'm saying? And Quincy really made me feel like, okay, he understand where I'm coming from, where it comes to something of mine being taken, and here it is, people playing games with it. You see what I'm saying? So I thanked him for that. But as far as face to face, like I said, I could only write things down. You see what I'm saying? I could never really reach out to those people that I felt that really need to be reached out to. You see what I'm saying? Because the media is always staring up and they put stuff out there. They don't care if it's lies or not. You see what I'm saying? They just want the views and they want the name and, you know, everything else that come with all that. You see what I'm saying? They ain't worrying about what it's doing to the individual, you feel me, on the streets and all, as far as a street point of view. You see what I'm saying? 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 It's called the Long Beach Takeover. Yeah, I'm finna take over Long Beach and grab all the artists since don't nobody want to grab them, and you feel me, and let them shine, you know what I'm saying? Like the stars they supposed to be, you feel me? I'm gonna have to go on back and be the Puff Daddy of the West Coast, alone in Long Beach, the East Side, you feel me? And the new LBC movement, I gotta push that back again, because I feel like when we was doing it with Snoop, the new standing for North, East, and West. That's how we was pushing it. But then after that little sit down in the studio with Snoop, and after when we start recording songs and stuff, and you know, everybody went their little certain way again, and it just became the LBC movement. So I'm bringing that new LBC movement back. You see what I'm saying? The new takeover. Volume